I'm Wendy Hughes-Jelen with greenspacesrealestate.com and Westside Green Living with Wendy on Facebook. And I just wanted to take a moment to share with you an opportunity at going back, which you normally don't get. My former residence in West Seattle, which is about 3/4 of a mile away from where we still live in West Seattle, is back on the market. It was foreclosed on by the lender for the person who bought it from me. And how often do you get a chance to go back and look at the first home that you owned with your spouse? So I just thought I would do a quick tour, because the person who bought it from me did remove the carpets in the living room and expose the original 1929 oak floor and refinish it, I think. I don't know if it was refinished or not. But I wanted to share this fabulous, great room that had this front area where the wood stove is, was added in the 60s. We put in this wood stove insert in 2006, right before that massive windstorm. We put in one that had a cooktop. So when that power was out, we were able to cook and stay warm, and we actually all hunkered down here on the floor and slept close to the fire with the cats and the dog and everything. So this is a great room concept here. And during that storm, part of what had happened was that half of a 6-trunk cedar tree that you could see at this stump here came down and hit the corner of the neighbor's house and filled the yard with branches. Luckily did not hit the shed, which we had built by a friend of ours. And but when that tree came down and made such a mess, it really opened up the house to the rest of the neighborhood, and just didn't feel the same anymore. This is a sister tree. As you could see by the stepping stone next to it, how large it was. It was removed along with the remainder of this tree by the person who bought the home from me, because what they were going to do is drop a divider down this lot and build another house on this other half. As you can see, this was a 10,080 square foot lot, and there's enough room there for another home at 5,040 square feet. But I just wanted to take a moment to come back, take a look at the first home I owned with my husband Steve, and see that the changes that we made that were really smart decisions. We covered up an old linoleum floor with marmoleum that we bought at Eco House, now called greendepot.com. And at the appliance choices that I had made, which were really smart, this is a glass top Maytag that has 2 ovens. The small oven on top heats up really fast, and we used it most of the time. The lower oven is a convection oven, and we seriously hardly ever used it. I think we roasted a turkey maybe once. And then the dishwasher we had installed, which still has its clean and dirty magnet on here. The tenant who had lived here for almost 3.5 years, I guess, still used it. This is a really nice Bosch dishwasher that has the controls actually hidden in the top of the dishwasher, and it is super quiet because it does not have a grinder in it. That's the noise that comes from most dishwashers, is the grinders. So it has a filtering system. And then the fridge freezer that we put in is a Kenmore. Well, it has a bottom freezer. Cold falls. It's heavier. So when you have a bottom freezer, the cold air, oh, it looks like the ice maker got left on or something. I'll turn it off. The cold air falls and stays in the freezer instead of when you open a top level freezer, all the cold air falls out of the freezer. So here it all just stays in the drawer. It's a lot more energy efficient. And this was an Energy Star appliance also. So anyway, we also had replaced all of the windows on the top floor at considerable expense, but did increase our energy efficiency. So this used to be a beige carpet, and this too, and they exposed this also. We had exposed this room down here. This is a fir floor, which is slightly different from the oak. But anyway, and we had put privacy windows in on the end because there is another house actually quite close to the house. And the other really cool thing that we had done was put in this Italian fireplace grill. And we had a rotisserie hooked up to it. We could roast a whole chicken out there, and we'd sit out there with a fire in the evenings. And this old patio was built by one of the neighbors who lived up the street, a really neat old lady who I believe has passed away since then. And under this hideous carpet that is actually still here is an original linoleum floor that is tarred down. When we had painted this room, which I think is very cool, red and gray. This was our bedroom, made it dark for sleeping. We just painted, even touched the carpet. We intended to replace it. But we pulled up the carpet and went, this is what's the original floor. Still has the sparkles in it and everything, and you cannot get this floor up. Now what I would do, knowing more, is put a floating floor down over the top of the linoleum floor rather than removing it and trying to get to the fir floor below. And the bathroom had a new privacy window put in, but the tile floor is original, 1929. Pretty cool. Was not a big fan of the sink or the tile in here. It wasn't horrible, but wasn't a big fan. There's a whole basement level also. There's another bedroom and bathroom, rec area, and then an unfinished side where the laundry was. Completely empty, like the day we moved out. It's interesting to come back.